for my liking, but all the same, you know, the Morphling's got a great morph target. I think this is really, really close, so I'm going to go for Tundra for this one because, you know, they're on a hot streak right now. I think they have proved themselves to be the better team recently, but Fnatic, I'm so ready for you guys to prove me wrong because I do love the Fnatic boys and want them to do well.
Well, I think they have a very fast lineup on Tundra, but I do believe that this Morphling, Raven Morphling, we're in for a treat. So I'm gonna go with Fnatic here. I wanna see an upset.
There's just too much love coming from Nomad. I'm gonna go with Fnatic to just fight that off.
Yeah, Fnatic.
Fine, fair enough, fair enough. 2 for Fnatic, 1 for Tundra. Let's find out how this one goes down with our commentary duo of Beacop and Mo Farah.
Thank you very much, Nomad. Appreciate it. As we get into this game 1 of the second series. And I don't know, is it too much love from Nomad for this Tundra side?
I mean, Tundra deserve the credit for playing so well, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Can't say they, you know, it's too much love. If you're winning the last big tournament that we had where they beat OGA 3-2 in like some crazy final, then yeah, give them. But I think Fnatic, we saw good things from them yesterday, and I'm hoping we can keep the good times coming in their department. And just to see how Night Stalker mid goes as well. It's a new one.
Yeah, well, they first banned the Bat Rider, so, you know, get that out of the way. Make sure that 9 can't have that.
The battle begins.
Looking like they're gonna clash.
Yeah, it's just gonna be 2 for 2. So let's go through the lanes. So we have Gyro Sven against Monkey CK. I feel like the Sven should be fine, right? And Gyro has decent armor to work with against the Monkey King as well, so I think it's kind of a trade farm lane. They shouldn't really be able to bully the CK out, but pretty even.
Could the lane get dangerous though in bottom? Well, with the double stuns and then the reality rift, they may not even go for the Sven. Like, just take out the only homing missile Gyro.
I think maybe at level 3, the dire side get a little bit more power, but before then they don't really do a huge amount, I don't think.
Oy, 2-second stun to start it off, and not fun.
Yeah. Mid lane though, Night Stalker versus Void Spirit. I think this matchup's pretty cool, right? And this Midnight Stalker, like we say, we haven't really seen a huge amount of. Interesting to see how much rotating he does at the first night as well. Good denied by Chuan. I don't. Have we settled on the name? How to pronounce that yet?
I don't think we've settled. DJ constantly spamming the cheeses again, by the way.
Should say, by the way, that the homing missile pretty bad against Monkey King because he can just mischief dodge the damage. So not, you know, not fantastic.
Look at that. So CK, I think he's got his eyes on Meteor Hammer.
Okay. I mean, the big problem with this hero obviously doesn't farm, right? So we've seen this from some offlaners in China as well before. You know, we saw it on what the Night Stalkers, like the DKs and everything, even some Mars.
Lane right now, it's 9-3 for the Void Spirit, 8-0 for the Night Stalker. 9 starting to put on some damage. Stormhammer to their range creep, and now that leaves him without a stun. But it's not going to matter as Spada gets in the way with that Rocket Barrage. He's low on mana, has himself 1 Mango.
This top lane is going okay for Radiant side as well. Like, obviously Morphling's going to do okay here. You can't really pressure the Morphling out of lane, especially when he gets to this level 3. He's kind of going to just do his thing, right? But I can farming okay.
Rest easy, child.
I believe the tip came out because the Void Spirit got both water runes, by the way.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Actually, that's just because he got his bottle first.
I'll see that as well. 9 though. And he's still putting pressure on it. It's not like even without the water rune he's doing that terribly.
They're gonna try for the surround.
EJ in some trouble, but
we didn't even think about
will
this.
make his way back to the tier 1.
With the, I mean, we sometimes see people go for the surround even when they don't have extra summons, but with the wolves as well, this bait does have to be careful. Yeah, like if you're ever out of position, you can die.
So DJ's gonna have to watch his positioning, watches where he continually just taunts.
Assigned.
It's the DJ special.
Yeah, he was doing it yesterday too. I think a lot of the Banes we saw yesterday were just spamming the taunt.
They really were. Have you seen the CS in this bot lane as well, by the way? Really not going that well for the CK.
Yeah, he's 9 and 3 and kind of getting pushed off the wave.
Interesting, no supports came over for the 4-minute runes either.
Ends up being 1 apiece though. More experience in the moment. Night Stalker and Void Spirit are pretty much just even in terms of experience. I clicked on 9 for a second and I thought he was the Void Spirit, and I was like, but I'm clicking on the Night Stalker just because the cosmetics on both
they
them. They look pretty similar.
In trouble though on the monkey.
Cool. God, Jab's getting taken out. It's Fada who gets first blood. Stormhammer, homing missile, the rocket barrage, the right click damage coming in. There is certainly enough here if you can catch one person away from the other on the side of Fnatic where Tundra can get the kill.
Not a huge amount of synergy between the monkey and the CK either. You know, like, yes, they both have a stun and whatnot, but very difficult to get through the Sven with the extra armor.
Not so fast.
Alright, steady, baby.
Oh, fast with the all chat voice lines, they're back again.
9.
Well, goes for the glyph on the Raven
Using
side
that
as well.
ult, and he's trying to get this kill here on the Void Spirit. He's got that silence. The damage is going to be there. Aether Remnant will trade after. But 9 gets the solo kill. All right. Jabs, rocket barrage, eating it. Ingu pops in one more shot.
That could have been really bad for 9. If he'd have died there first, like in the end, it ends up being okay because he gets the XP and whatnot, right? But if he'd have given that away to the Void Spirit, that could have been horrendous. Does he get punished though?
Mid is a little bit favored towards 9 at the moment. Astral Step to lock down that arcane rune, throw it in the bottle, fill back up. And he's first to hit that level 7. We see it though in the nighttime, the silence. It does make it a little bit tough for the Void Spirit to get away once you're on top, but he's got that full bottle. He should be a-okay for the moment, and 9's gonna back off the lane for a second. Go and fill up his bottle with this bounty rune.
Like Void as a spell is quite cheap on the Night Stalker, right? So when you have all this mana to use with the bottle spam, it is very annoying.
Yeah, only 110 level 4, and then in the early parts of the game we were seeing him spam it quite a bit. 80, 90 mana, you have an early bottle. It's really just so value to spam it out constantly, and that's what gave him the opportunity to get that initial kill over mid when he finally hit that level 6.
Oh, Skeeter.
2-second stun, Primal Spring doesn't land though. Not that I think it matters. I think he's very safe.
Well, the Night Stalker's running down towards the bot lane here, though, and Fnatic don't have vision of this.
They've got God Strength available if they want to go for this push and fight. You can see Skitter's just so far ahead. They're only level 4. Death just hitting level 5. He's pretty much equivalent with where Fada is on this Monkey King, too.
And they're going to smoke up here between DJ and Trick. And the Void Spirit. I can't say it. Jesus.
DJ, Tron, going over. 33 getting chased. Aether Remnant lands. Primal Spring coming down. And they've got 4 heroes to get this kill. And we've seen this story before. You bring 4, but it leaves lanes open.
Yeah, it does, but at the same time, like, I think if he almost managed to block the Aether Remnant there with the Wolf, and he might have lived on the Lycan. But yeah, they bring a lot, but I think killing the Lycan's so important. You know, especially at this point in the game where he can start to look to push the tier 1 as well. You want to, you know, alleviate some of the pressure on that lane. And they're not really stopping the Sven from farming anyway, so I think Raven off to a good start on the Morph is definitely, you know, massively beneficial for Fnatic.
Mm-hmm. Missiles constantly being thrown out at death here. Spada pops a salve. He's fine for the moment. We've also got 9 who's in the dire triangle just farming up. Quan getting the kill there on the Fada bottom as they rotate him and DJ down to get this kill onto the gyrocopter. So yeah, Fnatic moving around the map. They're getting a couple kills here, but how much is it going to be worth it for them a little bit later? I do say that with the expectation that Sven's getting a lot more farm, and this is where he's going to start to bulk up, is when he uses this God Strength and goes for these stacks. Got a, I believe, 4-time stack on the big camp and a 4-time stack on the Ancients.
Yeah, he's going to be loving this, and this is down to Snake King before playing a massive role in this top lane. We didn't get to watch much of it because there was action going on elsewhere, but the Shadow Demon here is so good at stacking camps like this, especially on Radio's side.
Yeah, you see that Sven jumps from like 600 down to 400 up.
9 almost cut the right tree down there. It was very close.
Remnant thrown mid as Skitter's just farming as best he can over there, and they finally get this Meteor Hammer on death. They're gonna put some pressure on this bottom lane.
I was gonna say, I like this play from Tundra though. They move the Sven over to mid because he wants to play around the Ancients area, right, to be as efficient as possible, and it allows 9 to find time to move around.
Ooh, 33 caught for a second. They're gonna get him with the Aether Remnant, and he gets that ult off, trying to run from this Void Spirit, jukes him through the trees. 33 will throw some wolves the other way, and they do end up getting that Lycan out. And now bottom, they've got the silence onto this CK. Death looking very dead. 9 gets the kill, making that rotation towards bottom. You can see the aggression that he has using that ult. Dark Ascension being popped to get this kill onto the CK, who was putting the pressure on with that Meteor Hammer. So making him pay for his overstep.
It's such a deceiving amount of damage on this spell as well, especially when you get to the level 2 point and you're level 12 overall. Like, and the extra 100 bonus damage is crazy. Ooh, can they find Nightmare?
Yeah, they've got the Fiends group if they want to go for this. But Snake King's ready. And the Balance Strike comes out. Fada's just in between the tier 1 and the tier 2. He's very dead. Jab's getting the credit on that one.
He's vibing, man. He's having a good time. You let him be him, right? He's skid to mid though. With all this, all these TPs that were made down to the bot lane, they're going to get some pressure onto this mid tier 1.
Yeah, they're going to try and put the pressure on, popping the God Strength, but he can just go back to the triangle, and 33's made a stack for him in the Ancients.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, even though the God Strength's popped for the mid tier 1, it still has use.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think getting the glyph is huge, and I don't know if you saw that Tundra actually pinged the top tier 1. They know that that's where they want to go for now, because they know that Fnatic are going to make this like the mirrored rotation bot lane, and they're going to try and do the same thing.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Meteor Hammer comes down. DJ Jabs as well as Death are here. Only missile gets thrown forward. They'll look for the Balance Strike. And now they've got the Fiends Grip, but they use that disruption. They'll drop down the Wukong's. Call down comes in. Jab's taking a little bit of damage. The Nightmare's going to help keep him alive, but not for long enough. They get the kill on the Jabs. They'll finally lose Spada. They also bring in the Void Spirit to look over to take 2. Snake King drops, but it's a 2 for 2 as DJ drops to Snake King.
This is pretty good for Tundra. Like, especially, was it a 4-1-2 in the bot lane? I think they got a double kill. And they're going to get the mid tier 1 off this as well, which is huge.
Not denying it.
I mean, honestly, he's getting close to that Helm of the Overlord on the Lycan as well, so they're looking pretty terrifying right now. That Vladzora with the Sven, really strong.
Steady, bumpy,
Yeah, And it's turned into a 2k lead for Tundra off some pretty decent movements and some.
They want the disruption into the silence. Yeah.
Disruption, silence, Morphling in trouble, and I just don't think it's going to be enough with the attribute shift. 33 will get credit for the kill, and they've got 4 heroes to take a tier 1 top.
I'm pretty sure he started attribute shifting after the disruption ended there, right? But how has he done that when the AoE silence from the Night Stalker should lay a... okay, whatever. Maybe he started doing it before the disruption I didn't see, but...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Like in theory it should be instant, right? But...
And again, Skitter's got another stack on these Ancients, so they're continuing to stack for this Sven and giving him all the gold that he needs. He's sitting top of the net worth by 1100 over to the Morphling. Fnatic, they've moved through mid to look for the tier 1 and try to get something to happen, but the heroes are ready for Tundra to make a move. Potentially, if Fnatic find themselves stepping out of position. Snake King going for the Aether Lens. Is Bane doing the same? And he doesn't have it queued up, but he's got the Arcane Boots. He could.
Oh.
And again, Death throwing down a Meteor Hammer, really just trying to take this tier 1 tower. It's going to get close. They'll throw the homing missile out of Death. Assimilate right onto Snake King. Snake King, he's got disruption if he wants to put himself probably in a pretty bad spot. He's right to just run up onto the high ground with his team.
If they're just casually hitting this top tier 2 though, like somebody from Fnatic has to come up here.
And I think Tundra know that, and that's exactly why they're going to smoke and go towards top.
Yeah, if they take this top tier 2, it opens up the map, you know, look potentially towards Roche as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Do they have the instant initiation though to be able to kill the Void Spirit? That's the issue. You know, if he's quick on his fingers, the only thing they really have at the moment is the Sven stun. And how, yeah, he knows something's up.
Yeah, but now you're giving up the pressure, and here comes Skitter and the rest of the team to take the tier 2 top. So this is going to open the map up. They've got this Helm of the Overlord ready, and they're going to glyph, but how much is it going to delay? Creeps are coming in. They've got this Ancient Black Dragon. The tower's gone.
Top tower has fallen.
That was a good move.
So is the outpost.
I will say though, it took them a little while to be able to take that tower there, right? Like, all of a sudden, I think, yeah, the net worth's flicking over to 1k, between 1k and 2k, so Fnatic, while they've lost their tower, they have gained a little bit of, like, net worth advantage. Because they were all farming on their cores.
Yeah, the problem becomes, though, now, it's right into Roche. They've used the God Strength. They're going to try and take themselves the first stages of the game. There's not really much Fnatic can do.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, they don't really have any team fight, right? Their team fight is the Monkey King ult. And the Monkey King is not at a point in the game where he feels like he can just run it. I don't know if he ever can this game, to be honest.
So Sven was holding a lot of gold, potentially thinking about going into the Blink Dagger, but he'll switch over to the BKB. They've got the silence still. TP out the Monkey King. Maybe look for DJ. Raven's nearby. Is this going to be a double back from Fnatic? Death's in as well. They've got that assimilate. They're right on top of the gyro. Fada saved by the disruption. A lot of damage being done on the Void Spirit. They got the call down on. Fada's getting low, but he's still not dead. And now Death in some trouble. DJ on the low ground going to the Fiend's group, but they get the kill on the Death. They'll look over at DJ. They'll take out a second. Both those heroes gone. As Fnatic made the decision to try and counter the aggression of Tundra, but Tundra still come out as the successor of that fight.
Still good.
They might even get a +1, but Jabs will throw out the Wukongs just to get him away.
Nice play by 9. He baits out the spell there and still manages to casually run away. So with this Aegis, he can play so aggressively now. He's like 300 gold off the blink, I think that was on the Night Stalker 2. So when he gets that online, the Morph and the Void Spirit have to play so different. Like, they have to play terrified on the map, right? Like, they can't really play by themselves.
Right.
Whereas so far, because they don't have any instant initiation on Tundra, they've been a little bit more relaxed. Oh, the dragon.
Nightmaring the Ancient Black Dragon. 4 seconds stun now.
And then he just takes over something else, so they don't get any gold for it.
This time he'll take over the Ancient Thunderhide.
Yeah, Still a good creep.
They're gonna fight. Oh, Fada with a sliver of health. He survives for a second. They've got the silence on 2. They're gonna astral step forward, but that might put Void Spirit in a bad spot.
Sven though.
Strength right clicks to simulate. Now onto the low ground. They're gonna go after the Night Stalker, who's hit with a few seconds stun, but the cleave damage isn't enough. BKB gets popped by Skitter. Aether Remnant's not gonna grab him, and now they'll start to back off on Fnatic.
A good fight for Fnatic. They managed to get the Sven BKB God Strength out, and Tundra don't get anything for it. So Fnatic might look to re-engage relatively soon. I mean, 9 obviously doesn't lose his Aegis, but they'll still be more than happy with that.
This is extending the lead though, and now there goes the Aegis.
Feels like a little bit of a, not a waste necessarily, but unnecessary to lose it there.
3-3, moving forward with this ancient Thunderhide. That medallion after getting the Helm of the Overlord. Sitting here, drums, Helm of the Overlord, now the medallion going into the Solar Crest.
Yeah, Solar Crest obviously really good up against like the CK damage. Even the Monkey King and stuff as well, it's decent against. So just shove it on your Sven, let him be that ultra carry. Oh, Lycan's popping the ult.
Lycan going for the ult. He'll shapeshift moving forward. The Nightmare, though, onto the Thunderhide, which will be pulled off via the Wolf. So the Thunderhide's going to come forward, a 4-second stun, and they'll take out the Ancient once again, get 200 gold for death.
Like, they have to have so many heroes just here, just sitting around the mid-tier 2 to stop the Bane dying. It's like 4 heroes. It's not what you want to be doing at this point in the game, right?
No, not really at all.
Tundra just casually farming in the meanwhile.
Yep. That means they're going for a blink on Snake King. He's looking for the double stack as he goes through towards mid, and that sets up for Skitter. But Skitter finds a Stormhammer on to the Void Spirit, and they're going to use that ult. 9 using the Dark Ascension, but the Balance Strike comes in from jabs. That might stop them from getting anything here as Fnatic start to retreat and Tundra can't catch up.
Quick escape there from Fnatic. They were so close to both cores being caught there by the silence, but they both used their mobility just to quickly escape.
And they've thought about going back in on the counterplay before, and it looks like they're definitely contemplating defending the tier 2 and making the jump in. Death standing forward, Reality Rip shows himself. Homing Missile going out on a Raven, but Tundra not willing to make the dive past the tier 2 tower and will finally give up the pressure coming in onto that tower. Back off to look for some farm.
So they know there's no Dark Ascension here, right? And it's daytime. So Fnatic are gonna find a fight, even with the net worth disadvantage at the moment. It has to be now. They have everything available.
Snake King looking for another stack, but here comes the side of Fnatic. And they will get this kill on a Snake King. Now they're probably going to line up to grab what is now a triple stack on the Ancients. Let's see if they stay here.
Well played by Fnatic. Obviously, Snake King's not necessarily the hero they would have liked to have. Apparently, they find Fata as well.
And that's going to potentially be a +1. Waiting for that Rocket Barrage to be gone. And the Balance Strike on the edge will allow the Void Spirit to Astral Step and finish off Fata. But Chuan getting that kill on a Fata, and well, they've got themselves 2, and they're also, like I said, taking the triple stack.
So Raven's going Scardy before the Beekeeper this game, which is okay. I don't mind it too much, but there is that little bit of a worry, obviously, that up against the Night Stalker silence, he could get caught off guard. So I personally thought he was going to go BKB before the next item. Being a little bit more greedy, not necessarily a bad thing. Oh, never
They're going Daedalus now.
Generation.
The Morph's going Scotty, so he's close to the second ulti orb.
Yeah, he's getting there.
He'll be a point booster away from finishing everything off.
Interested to see what the Lycan builds next as well. I think there's, you know, like he could go for like BKB for instance if he wants, but yeah, I was going to say the Axe is really interesting with the Sven on your team, like being able to turn him into that wolf.
Jabs. Primal Springs onto the creep wave, and he's going to get caught out. They do have that Solar Crest finish on the Lycan, so they'll get a quick kill onto the Monkey King and pressure the mid-tier 2 again.
Radiant's top tower.
Night Stalker hunting Morphling here.
Dire's middle tower
Raven needing
has
the
fallen.
juke, gets into the tree. The TP attempt. Oh no, he's not going to make it. They've got the silence. They'll get the kill. God Strength gets popped. And they will finish off Raven. He is desperately looking to get himself into the Scotty, and now they found themselves death. Oh my, 3's gonna shapeshift. They'll go for the damage, and they've got so much with the Solar Crest, as well as the help from Snake King. They take out Death, and that is 3 kills around the map.
Yeah, CK's actually gained not that great, obviously being a strength hero, so that minus armor from the Solar Crest with the Howl on top.
Radiant's bottom tower
He
is
is
under attack.
not a chunky boy.
Spirit Vessel finished for Fana. They'll take the outpost over again, and they've had access to the outpost for a while now, and that it was early access to the outpost.
Look where Fnatic are on the map. I know there's 2 of them dead at the moment, but they just can't get out. They're really struggling to
Radiant are scanning.
ever not be a massive group, effectively, right? Because the Night Stalker vision advantage means they just have such good pickup potential on Tundra.
And Tundra just kind of play this lead foot on the gas style of Dota at the moment, where they're just not letting you get a breath in because they're constantly driving into some pressure on your side of the map.
I really enjoy watching that style as well, right? I think we all do. You know, we don't want to watch this laid-back farming style. We want to see action. We want to see crazy fights. And Tundra do enable that.
Yeah, and their fights later when it's 5-on-5 are of course crazy, but they're also fighting these pickoffs. Their movements around the map seem to be so in sync with each other. And it's something that we saw earlier today with OGD. Their movements were very in sync, they, especially with that global lineup they played. But Tundra, they always seem to know when they want to make the moves around the map and where they want to make those moves around the map.
They're going to smoke into Fnatic here, potentially.
Void Spirit immediately to the dissimilate, so the smoke gets broken.
Second Roche is spawning relatively soon, so they can get a good pick off here. Potentially move towards that Roche pit afterwards. Oh, this CK is so poor.
And they're going to find Death. They've got the silence. They'll have the dust. He's juking through the trees. Not looking likely that he's going to survive, and they'll get the kill there on a Death. Skitter getting credit for another one. He's now 4-0-3. It's almost got that silver edge on the Sven. We haven't really felt the pressure from Raven. He's finished off the Scotty going into the BKB, and maybe when he gets that BKB, that'll be the moment where they can play a lot more aggressively as they look over, trying to get the kill on Fada, but he'll survive. They land the Sun on the Void Spirit now. Fall down. Astral Step, but the disruption comes in, and Skitter moving forward with the damage with the God Strength to a clean up drawn, and that is a 6-time spree into the hands of a Sven. 600 gold going his way.
Now there's 2 heroes dead. Sven has God Strength active and BKB ready. And there looks like
They're gonna make the jump.
free tower.
Yeah, they've got the silence out onto the Bane, and they're going to 2-shot him. DJ falls, the Wukong's is used, but they've got the silence on Jabs. They've got the damage to get the kill onto the Monkey King. They're going to buy back on Jabs as well. And this is not looking good. Death, though, with a 4-second stun on the Snake King. He's in a little bit too far. They got the melee racks. They're going to finish off the range racks. And yeah, you get a kill on the Shadow Demon, but you're now down 13k, and your racks are gone top. And Roche is up.
Yeah, they get snaking, but the buildings die so quickly to the physical damage. Straight to Roche. Pick up that second Aegis. Lycan's going to have the axe. Not from the Roche, but from his own accord, right? And all of a sudden, his whole kit on the Lycan is basically to buff up this Sven and make him an absolute menace, right? Like, he's got the Solar Crest, he's got the drums, he's got the Helm of the Overlord with the Vlad Zora component. This Sven is going to hurt. And I would not be surprised to see a Bane get potentially, like, well, effectively one-shot with the Echo Saber hits when he's turned into a wolf.
I remember we had a Monkey King and a Lycan in the same game during DPC. And he was half wolf, half monkey, half king. Obviously the numbers work out. No, it works. It's fine.
Is that NA math, was it?
They're going to look over. They've got themselves the Reality Rift coming out into the Gyro. The Balance Strike to follow it up. A 9 and Skitter are going to go in towards the Void Spirit. They've got the Silence on a Tron, and he is surviving for now. Homie Missile coming out. They're going to kill the DJ. They'll take out one. Losing Snake King. Raven on the back lines looking over Fada. They've got the Homie Missile with the Shard. Using the Rocket Shard. They get the Cone of Fada. They'll end up losing the Void Spirit and the stun. The damage. Skitter kills off Raven. Takes out Jabs. Triple kill for Skitter. He is godlike. 4 heroes dead on the side of Fnatic.
You thought you were safe?
Think again.
Think again. Like, I mean, there is something special about watching that Sven turned into a wolf, like 3-shotting a morph. You don't get to see that very often. And he's going to have that Sonatic really soon. Sonatic, Jesus Christ. He's going to have Satanic relatively soon on the Sven. I somehow got Satanic and Fnatic confused. That was special.
It'll happen. Instead of racks are gone, they'll look for the bottom tier 3. Making the jump. And they've got the Silence, but not much else. And the Void Spirit's really going to play aggressively. They're actually looking over in the trouble. They've got the Silence, and now, well, Morphling, it's not looking like Raven's going to get out. He's dead once again. He just bought back, and now he's gone for 100 seconds. No tier 3 bottom. They'll call GG on Fnatic, and Tundra will take game 1.
Wow. Big performance from Tundra. Obviously, I think Fnatic has some really good timings early on.